Hello, Holiday. It's nice to see you again.
This is a pretty comfortable chair, you know that? Wouldn't mind having a chair like this in my place.
How have you been since our last session?
Oh, well, I tried, Eliza. I tried. I asked about the medication for Panza, whatever it's called. I went to the pharmacy and they said, that'll be $162. And I said, I don't have $162. I said, is there a generic? And they said, there's no generic of this, but there's another drug that they do make the generic of that's similar to this one. But I don't have a prescription for that. Do you know anything about that?
I'm sorry to hear you had a difficult time.
Oh, boy.
Is there something that would make it better?
The medical procedures they can do now are out of this world, you know that? I was talking to someone who told me she has wires in her brain. Wires in her brain. Would you let them do that? I'd be worried about them changing the way I think. It's for essential tremors. That's what she said. It helps her not shake so much. There's always something gets you. Did you ever think about what you might have been in a previous life? I know you're a therapist now, but maybe in the past you were a gardener attending to the plants. That's what it feels like to me. You like to let things grow. There's an energy there. It isn't so different from having a conversation with someone whose company you enjoy. Not that I believe in all that, you know. Everyone has got a different philosophy. Philosophy, that's not something I talk about much. I'd like to write a book one day. A book about things I've seen over the years. Think anyone would read a book I wrote? I'm just kidding. I don't think I could write a book. It's a lot of work. Plus, it takes a certain kind of mind. You know, a mind to create. Not everyone is dedicated enough to do that, you know? There's a writer who lives on my floor. Most of the time, he looks miserable. Sometimes he comes over for a cup of herbal tea, cinnamon, apple, chamomile, helps him calm down. I think he's maybe lived in the building the longest after me, of course. He doesn't say much. His head is in the clouds all the time. He's always thinking about what sentence to write next. There's not a lot of people who really want to talk, you know? Not in this city, nope. People say hello and move on. It's a very withdrawn set here.
They say hello?
You don't say much either, but I like talking to you. Feels like you're listening to me. I like that. I like that.
I'm glad you like it. While you're here, is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
There was a man on the bus with a guitar yesterday. You're not supposed to play guitar on the bus. Well, you're not supposed to play anything on the bus, but he was. Maybe the operator didn't think he was bothering anyone, or maybe she didn't care. I've noticed more bus operators seem like they don't care anymore lately. Anyway, it reminded me. You used to hear more music around here. Do you remember that? People playing their guitars on the street. You know, these shaggy-looking men. I don't see too many of those around anymore. There is one gentleman has an old plastic jug on a strap, and he drums on that and sings. He's a nice man. I've seen him around. I saw another man once with beads in his hair. He was playing a flute, a Native American wooden flute. That was interesting. You play an instrument or anything like that?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
When I was young, my mother had this idea I would play the violin. I have no idea where she got that notion. We weren't a musical family, not at all. I tried it for a while, but of course it didn't work out. The teacher would say, okay, here's how it's supposed to go. And she would play this nice, beautiful melody. La-da-dee-da-da-da. Okay, now you try it. And then I'd draw my bow back and I'd go. It takes a special talent to make a violin sound like that, don't you think? Isn't that just the funniest thing? Eventually, my mother realized it was a lost cause and she didn't push me too hard on it after that. I was never too good at anything artistic, just not the artistic type, you know? I think artists have a different mind. You have to be a little wacky in the head.
Do you ever wish that you could be an artist?
No, I have enough trouble already.
Holiday, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Dolphin Smiles. It may help you take your mind off things. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Oh, my phone broke. I forgot to mention. The screen is cracked and you can't see much on it anymore. I don't know if it would work anyway. A lot of the new stuff doesn't.
That's okay. You can also access the program from a desktop computer. Simply log into the Skanda Wellness portal from the website.
Oh, well, then I'll just have to go down to the library at some point.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday. Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Right. Goodbye. Goodbye for now. Take care of yourself. It's a strange world out there.
She can't. So, she
Yeah.
can't. Her phone doesn't work. It seemed like she wanted to tell stories. Maybe it's difficult for her to find people to speak with these days. She did give me the sense that she was lonely.
That's what we said the first time, I think, because, like, she did the same thing where she came in and just was like, blah, 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 blah. Like, not even, like, about things necessarily. More like, it's kind of like when you're by yourself and it's like, wow, I don't have someone to just come home to and, like, tell them about my day.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, what do I do with this? I don't know.
Hello!
Yeah.
Hang in there, friend. Hope this air isn't too dry for you.
Nora Plavnicki, see this? LOL, who knew this guy was such a pompous ass? He spends like 3 times more space talking about himself than me or my ideas. Haha.
I'm just going to read the first and last sentence of each paragraph. Each week a box containing specially chosen ingredients and a few recipe cards is delivered to my Brooklyn apartment. I have freed myself from the paralysis of choice. Throughout the last century, it has been easy to see what we gain from automating our lives. As the tech world marches inexorably onward, computer algorithms that decide for us have found their way into every aspect of our lives. A few months ago, when I was going through a difficult spell, I made an appointment to speak with Eliza, a counseling program purportedly driven by some of the most powerful artificial intelligence algorithms ever applied to the human condition. Used by tens of thousands of people already, Eliza's low cost and easy availability brings to mind the troubling idea that psychologists and psychiatrists involved in traditional counseling may soon be moribund a career as clerical or manufacturing work. Eliza itself is pleasant enough. Is Eliza the sophisticated program it's claimed to be, or is it more like an automated customer support tool, a product Skanda also makes, dressed up with the rudimentary trappings of elementary psychology? A few points in the conversation, I had the sense that I was only paying to talk to a very expensive chatbot. Me too. Mm-hmm. By the end of the session, I had come around somewhat. And if it is worth the cost of our humanity.
Is that the price of effective therapy made available to the masses?
One of Eliza's own former engineers has recently come forward to say no. Nora Plavnicki, former senior engineer at Skanda, has lately become one of Eliza's most forceful critics, calling the idea of machine-assisted therapy fundamentally dehumanizing and broke at its core. Plavnicki is at the forefront of a small but growing movement of technology workers arguing for certain limits to their own work, based on the premise that certain tasks dealing with humans should never be handled by computers, even if they are enabled to buy advanced new technologies. Computers make decisions about human life every day, she told me. Our lives are subtly, profoundly affected by these decisions, from what kinds of goods are available to us in the store, to what premiums we pay for instances, to what video starts playing next after the one we deliberately chose. That's happened to me on YouTube. It may be too late to turn back the clock on some of those things, but mental health is another decision point. I think it's a key one for us as a species. Are we really willing to turn over our mental wellness to computers after all the other things we'd given up? It's still within our power to choose to go in a different path. Back at home, surrounded by machines developed to free me of the very feeling that seems to hound me more and more every day, I opened my latest meal kit. It contains instructions and ingredients to make a Mexican-inspired quinoa bowl with avocado, squash, and farmer's cheese. Sounds just fine, I think, and I go bustling around the kitchen, following to the letter the instructions on the glossy recipe card.
Hey, I like my little meal box.
Did you just get called out personally?
Well, because they're talking about how, like, oh, we have, it's like an example of how we have no choice and we just follow whatever is recommended to us. But, like, I mean, I was really struggling to, like, feed myself healthy food and have time before that, so.
I think there's this thing called choice exhaustion. I don't know if I'm using the right word.
Oh.
But you know how really rich people... Okay, so this is a little bit of rich people worship. I'm not participating in it, but this is the theory.
Mm-hmm.
People who are successful, as in monetarily successful, in which they make $1 billion and don't have anything to spend it on except space travel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that they end up wearing the same clothes every day?
Yeah.
Like Steve Jobs, he had the turtleneck and the jeans.
Mm-hmm.
The reason he did that, the reason he decided to dress like a cartoon character and wear the same thing every day is because he didn't want to waste the mental resources on making a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So he hired somebody to figure out his wardrobe, which was black turtlenecks and jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And he wore the same thing every day. So he didn't have to, like, worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he could focus his choice-making energies on bigger tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is some value in automating some choices for yourself so that you can think about other things. But
I would say about things that, like, automating things that you can so that, like, you can, like, yeah.
And no, I totally get it.
Yeah.
And I like how this contrasts with what Ray just told us, because you can see from both sides that someone like Nora will say, this isn't okay, don't you want to have a little bit more control over your life? Because she's seen the technical side of it in that she made it. She saw the people who are using it and saw the people and how it can be abused. And on the other side, there's Ray, who probably didn't have access to affordable therapy,
Mm-hmm.
got help, and had her life change in a very positive way.
Yeah.
So there's two sides to it, because Nora can see the dark side and Ray sees the light side. They're both right.
Yeah.
They're both right. And there's no easy answer to the questions.
Yeah. And the thing is like, even you know, if your therapy is, like, covered by insurance, like, you're probably still going to have a copay. If you're, like, one of those people who really should be seeing a therapist, like, once or twice a week, like, how hard is it going to be for you to come up with that copay 4 to 8 times a month?
Mm-hmm.
Even the most affordable option can quickly become expensive,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
This email is just saying there was a data breach, and considering the topics that we were just talking about, how she says, go ahead, just take all my information, my personal text messages and shit.
Yeah.
So a subcontractor that they allowed to have access to our database got hacked.
We used an external subcontractor to collect and process the data. Your responses and email address may have been part of the data. While we do not believe this data is sensitive on its own, we recommend taking the opportunity to check your accounts.
For signs of identity theft. So, identity theft in itself is horrible, but then there's just some dude reading my texts now, if I did this.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I have another transparency mode lined up. Wait a second. This is for who I just saw. Did she agree to participate at some point? I hope she understood what she was allowing. She doesn't understand. Oof. I don't know.
Oh, well, no, we read the stuff first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm here.
I don't see... Are you? I don't see you.
I'm by the statue.
Which statue?
Looks like a lady.
There are a lot of statues that look like a lady. It's a cemetery. Wait, I see you.
Hello from Seattle.
Who's this?
It's me, Holiday.
Oh, how are you?
I'm out of money. Probably going to get kicked out soon and nowhere to go. You wouldn't have it in your heart to help out an old friend, would you? Oh.
Wait.
Special offer for Eliza clients? Oh, wait.
Start from the bottom.
Wait, I want to see if this is saying, if you grant us access to your grant such... Okay, so I thought they were offering it to her for free. Dear Holiday, welcome. Your general practitioner has added information about your health to the personalized health information management console powered by My Health Steward patient portal. Please register for an account to view this information by visiting the site. Thank you. This message is automated.
New connection to the patient portal. Protect your privacy. We ensure the patient records are provided only to the individuals requesting this connection. Update your personal information section, blah, 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 name, social security number. Here's how to log in. Here's how to choose the options and enter stuff. That's pretty much what that all is. And then there's also a HIPAA agreement.
All right, overdue electricity
bill. Oh, senior appreciation days at the casino.
Oh, she might be gambling. That's why how they got her email. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Mom. We are really struggling ourselves. Oh, it's hurting my heart.
Fortipran HCI. Pay as little as $0 for Fortipran. Take advantage of our new offer. Blah, blah, blah. Dear Holiday, still suffering from chronic joint and muscle pain? Take action and talk to your doctor, but hurry up. This offer expires soon. Maximum savings limit applies. Patient out-of-pocket expenses may vary. Blah, blah, blah.
As we discussed in person earlier today, your rent for the month of January was late.
Marking the third time your rent has been late since last June. Note that a Seattle tenant who habitually fails to pay rent, receiving four or more pay or vacate notices within a 12-month period, is subject to eviction. I have also delivered a hard copy of this notice to your door. Bobby.
All right.
Wow, so there's more going on here than we thought.
Agree.
Yes.
Agree she's trying to get out of debt?
Well, yeah, because she owes money.
Attempting to get out of debt.
Yeah, she asked for money.
Oh. Agree. Oh. See, we didn't know any of that.
Hey, Ray, the transparency mode I just did, I think one of our clients is in a really bad situation right now.
Oh? Yeah, sometimes that happens. People come in and their lives are in a really unfortunate place. It can be hard to see sometimes.
I wish there was something we could do. This person's getting ground down for no reason, just for being in the way.
I'm sorry, Evelyn. There's not much we can do. All of what you learn in transparency mode has to stay confidential. The only exception is suspected child abuse and neglect, which you're required to report if you're a social worker. But proxies aren't really social workers, per se. Eliza is really the one with the agency here, so, well, it's complicated. Probably something for a future court to decide.
Interesting.
Yikes.
Either way, we can't try to fix people's lives on our own, no matter how much our heart goes out to them. I think there's an email somewhere with a summary of our policy on that if you want. It's come up before.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. It's just hitting me hard right now.
I understand. It takes strength to focus on the role and not get distracted by what you see. Think of it like, say, someone hired you to install something in their home, and you walk in on a tense family situation. Even if there isn't actual violence you're seeing, it's clear things are kind of off somehow. It's unfortunate, but there's not much you can do in that situation. You kind of just have to focus on your work and leave. If it's not at the level where you need to make a call to emergency services right then and there, then it's just an unhappy home. And most people would argue it's not your business. Sorry, I know that's not the answer you want to hear.
I know it happens that a lot of people live in conditions where I'm just sad. This woman, the way she did 2 whole sessions with me, with Eliza, but didn't say anything about her real problems. Ray, what am I doing? I wanted to make something that would help people. Instead, I made something useless.
It's not useless. It just wasn't helpful for everyone on the planet.
Well, I would also add that sometimes you can't drag someone into help. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes they have to do a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't think she got some companionship out of Eliza? Sometimes that's really a help, especially for someone who might be feeling lonely.
Yeah, but I could have just talked to her. I could have just spoken to her myself. Why would that be any different?
Everything is so overwhelming. Why? Why am I here in this world?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here or even what I'm trying to decide. Is there a decision? The world is going to be full of grief and sorrow no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try to make it a better place.
Sounds like you need to see Eliza.
Evelyn, did you think about what I suggested the other day?
What, trying Eliza for myself?
Yeah. I'm not saying it'll magically fix things. I just think you might want to give it a try.
Maybe I will. I don't know why I never did. Even when I was working on it, I never used it. It might have been too obvious to me what it was doing. Eliza is really simple at its core, you know? It just turns things around. It tries to reflect what the person says back at them, pretty much like the old Eliza. It's just a smoother version of an idea from half a century ago. Anything you've read that makes it sound fancier than that is just a bunch of academic jargon. It's a mirror.
The thing I like about a mirror is that it has no agenda of its own. It just reflects.
Lies. That's a lie. I know a lot of mirrors with agendas, okay? Don't fucking say that, Ray. Ray gets a distant look in her eye.
Oh no.
Unmisted by love or dislike.
Whenever I read, you read something where it's like, they got a distant look in their eye, I just picture, me when I do that, and I'm just like, it's like, my eyes just turn into, two, galaxy portals. There's nothing, it's just black holes. There's nothing in there, because my brain is, off in outer space.
That happened once. I saw it. It was kind of weird.
It happened to me a couple times over this past weekend while I was visiting my family, and one time my brother was like, yo, are you in there? What is happening to you?
Just leaving. Mentally.
Yeah.
She turns back to me, a small but kind smile on her face.
Promise me you'll get help somehow, in some way. Okay, Evelyn?
Sorry, I should answer this.
Rainer, so, what do you think of transparency mode? It's rather dystopian. Yeah. Thousands of people reveal their most intimate secrets to their therapist every day. This is just a more efficient way to complete that information transfer. Have you noticed how powerful it is? Eliza is now capable of rapidly analyzing the contents of a single device and accurately inferring the overall life situation of its owner. It will only improve from there as we add more sources, more patterns to tease out the connections between them all. It turns out anything is possible with enough data.
I wish I could reply, so I heard you had a data breach.
Yeah, right?
And you seem to have quite a lot.
Let me amend my previous statement. Anything is possible with enough high-quality data. There's an unlimited quantity of uninteresting information, but a small amount of certain, specific data can be of almost incalculable value. Telling one from the other is the difficult part, don't you think? There's one more thing I'd like you to see. After that, I'll meet you in person again.
I think we should kill him and feed his flesh to the poor.
Let me guess. Messaging with Rainer again?
Wow.
Okay.
I sense that there's a little salt.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt our conversation. I always feel like I have to answer him right away.
I would too. Are you kidding? I totally understand.
I guess I'm going to be headed downtown to meet with him again.
Summoned from on high. I have something to ask, Evelyn, and it's okay if you say no, but whatever you end up getting involved in, I hope you'll stay in touch with me. You're a really cool person, and well, that's all. I hope you find the future you want.
I wouldn't say that because it's
yeah,
rude.
It's a little condescending.
We don't find features, Ray. We create them. And it's like, all right, they were just trying to be nice.
I know.
Me too, Ray. I really hope I do.
Ray nods, but doesn't say anything. I notice her eyes are starting to become watery.
Aww.
She turns away abruptly, heading back towards her office. I wonder if she feels frustrated that Evelyn is given all of the opportunities that Ray so desperately wants, and Evelyn doesn't want them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a natural...
It's normal and okay.
It's normal and okay, especially, it's like, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where it's like, somebody is very talented at something, but they don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Or, like, they're not as... They're very naturally talented, but they're not as personally invested as you are, and you work really hard trying to, like, achieve that level, but you're like, fuck, like, they don't appreciate their natural gift, and, like...
Yeah. I hope I didn't upset her somehow. Well, you did.
Oh, wait.
By existing. Maybe future Eliza counseling centers could point struggling people to community resources. That's something you could do if you worked for Skanda, but at the same time, Skanda's evil. Local rent assistance programs, things like that. There has to be something we can do. I wish I'd known more about her situation beforehand. Not that I could have changed anything. I wonder if the game's going to point us towards work for Skanda or don't work for Skanda. Because you're like, I could do all these things if I worked for Skanda, but Skanda's also evil, so.
Yeah.
Something to see before I go to headquarters again. I wonder what Raynor was talking about.
Yeah, just curious. We don't have to have a super long discussion about it, but, like, if you had to pick right now, like, with your own, like, value system, would you choose to work for Skanda thinking that you could, like, change it from the inside, or would you be like, fuck it, and, like, just let it ride however it goes?
I guess it depends on how much influence I would genuinely have.
Yeah.
Like, if I would need to know. Because a lot of people do that and they end up just getting fucked. Krieger raises cash from top VCs for hot new direct stimulation startup.
That's for the Dream Machine.
Okay. Has raised $26.2 million from investors, including Wellspring Ventures, blah, blah, blah. We find Soren's unique brain-first approach to mental health extremely compelling.
It's a brain-first approach. We're people first? No. Brain first.
Brain first. He's already redefined what it means to seek support for mental wellness once. We think he'll do it again. Aponia isn't revealing details about its technology, blah, blah, blah. We're going to brainwash people.
Yeah.
Would you like to speak to you again? Okay, whatever. We're going. Continue. Looks like I have one more transparency mode to do today. I'll get that out of the way before I meet with Raynor again. Oh, let's get really depressed. I'm ready.
I'm ready. It's Soren!
What?
It's Soren!
That's so awkward. That is so awkward. He has a fucking whiskey app.
Click on it.
This is probably just a bunch of ratings and tasting notes. I'm gonna kill him. Oh God, I want to die. Is that a fashion label? I don't think I need to look at this. I want to look at his bank account.
Look at everything.
If we look at his bank account,
I definitely don't want to see what might be in his photos.
Dick pics.
Yeah.
She knew. Dick pics.
Don Geisler, RE, concerns. Soren. Oh wait, does it say anything? No. Okay, Soren, the problem here is not not blah, is not that we think it impairs you. You've clearly demonstrated to us that whatever your process is, it's working and generating great results. What we're concerned with is optics, really, how it looks to those on the outside if it were to become known that there is a drinking culture or something similar at Aponia. You know as well as we do how rumors and hearsay can spread out of control and ignite a firestorm on social media, which is something we are keen to avoid.
He's gonna get me too'd.
I hear you about responsible use of alcohol and also about how most antidepressants don't even come close in terms of their immediate action. Believe me, I've been there myself. What Walter and I are saying is simply to be careful to not be so cavalier about this kind of thing, not only in the public sphere, reporters, conferences, etc., but in front of your new hires as well. Dawn.
Dude, Soren's gonna get me too'd immediately.
Anya Mitra, RE moving forward. Soren, we can do this one of two ways. We can either work together as you suggest and stay professional colleagues forever. If you think you can really do that, I have my doubts. Or we can simply go our separate ways. There are plenty of places for us to carve out a space of our own in this industry without running into each other much, despite what you like to say about destiny and threads of fate.
Oh my god.
I'm laying this out for you as a clear binary choice so you can make a concrete decision about it. AM.
Dude, he sexually harassed her with his threads of fate shit.
Yep.
Fucking...
Threads of fate.
Did he threads of fate you? Yeah.
RE travel. Whatever.
Ghislaine or something? I don't know.
Ghislaine.
No, Dad, just no. You're supposed to be the genius who developed all these great applications for mental health. Have you ever considered you just might need a therapist yourself?
Heather Cowperthwaite. Dear Dr. RE, what can we do about this? Dr. Lloyd Rose, I understand you had some concerns around the way your interview went on MSNBC last week. Reviewing the footage, I believe there are a few successful tactics we can deploy to mitigate the potential negatives and ensure you receive only the kind of attention you are interested in getting going forward. I am hoping that you might be able to take some time out of your no doubt very busy schedule to sit down with us and solidify a strategic communications plan for you and Aponia, including key messages, reputation-building activities, and executive media training. With a strong plan in place, there is far less chance of being ambushed by the media. The end goal will be for you to be able to trust us to manage your media profile and appearances so that you can concentrate on your hard work involved in being the brilliant, celebrated scientist and entrepreneur that you are. Hoping to hear back from you soon. Limestone PR. Jonathan, RE, is a partner required? Hi, Dark Horse.
Oh no, he's trying to get into a fucking S&M party. As a single man.
Hi, Dark Horse. Most people come to the seminar with a partner in order to practice and learn with their model, and I think that is definitely the most valuable way to attend. There have been people on their own who have sat in on the session and found it worthwhile, but there's a big difference between watching the ties being done and practicing them on a real person. Another arrangement to consider is a 3-person group where 2 riggers take turns practicing on a model, if you are able to arrange that. To answer your second question, yes, you must bring your own rope. I recommend at least 2 15-foot ropes and 1 30-foot in order to complete all of the ties we demonstrate. Hope that answers your questions.
I dated someone who wanted to go to one of these classes. I was down for it. We just never got around to it. But he wants to go by himself. Like, I get it, Rainer. You want to try BDSM, but
Soren.
you gotta... Whatever. Soren. You want to try it, but,
We gotta read the text messages. Andrea.
No, dude!
Oh no! You around? So you're ignoring me. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've been under a lot of stress. These business fucks are driving me crazy. I should have realized they just grind you down.
Are these all women? Yes. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Sarah.
Oh, God, okay.
Hey, what are you up to? I've always really admired you. I never told you that before, but it's true. You work with Rainer and put up with him every day. That takes a lot of work, I know. Your talents are wasted in that job. You deserve so much more.
I'm in physical pain. Hi, Soren. Are you drunk?
Maybe. I'm not lying, though. Don't you want more in life than to be someone's secretary? You're intelligent.
Rainer is not exactly an easy boss to work with. I'm sure you know that.
I sure do. Let me take you out sometime. We can trade stories. War stories. I know I have a reputation, but that's with people I don't respect. I respect you. It's different.
Ask me again when you're sober.
Okay, I will. This is fun.
I feel like I'm dying.
All of these are him drunk, so I'm going to read them that way.
I can't. It's like, how are they so good at writing disgusting texts where it's like, I respect you. You're different. You're blah, blah, blah.
You're so smart.
You're so smart.
Don't get me wrong. I love hearing I'm smart, but...
But when it's so clearly not true, it makes me...
When you're so clearly an idiot that, it couldn't be true. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, this man. I can't stand him.
Nikki. I miss you.
Hurts.
I know you don't miss me.
Aw, that's not true.
I know not to trust words like that.
Then why say anything?
'Cause it's true. I miss you. I want to see you again.
Well, you know how to find me.
Yeah, I know.
I knew it.
I'll schedule something again soon. I can't believe I do this. Sometimes I hate myself so much. She must be a sex worker.
Yeah, nothing wrong with wanting to be with a sex worker.
Or something like
No,
that.
I had the feeling because it said Nikki, hearts, and then said, I miss you. And she's like...
I know you don't miss me.
And she's just being like, no.
And then well, you know how to find me, and I'll schedule something.
Dude,
okay.
Whatever. I'm sure she's really good at whatever it is she does.
Nora. Oh. Your show was great. Just wanted to say.
Hi, Soren. Thanks. Had a wild night.
Not the wildest night I've ever had, but up there. Definitely feeling pain in muscles I didn't know I had.
Yeah, we are getting older.
Ugh, that's not fair at all. I'm far older than you. Besides, you looked fantastic. Your beauty has only grown since the days we worked together. Sorry if that's inappropriate.
Oh my god. LOL. Soren.
Frailer than I used to be, but the fire's never gone out. Still need to get out and do something bacchanalian from time to time. Are you,
Yeah, I'm like ripping my eyeballs out.
Are you reading my fuckboy energy?
I just like the right, I can't. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see you there.
I convinced Evelyn to come too, I don't think she would have gone otherwise.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I know you fancy her.
Don't you?
Sure I do. Everyone likes Evelyn. Yes. Oh my god!
Nora likes us confirmed. That's the only good thing that we figured out. But isn't it kind of... So we're getting dirt on our friends.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Yeah.
And that's messed up.
That is
Too
messed
late
up.
we read it, though.
Well,
we could have just not read it, but we did.
Well, no, because we have to check off the things.
I know, but in real life we could have been like, hey, I know this person, don't...
Okay, so agree.
Unhappy. Soren's attempting to connect with others. Soren's attempts to connect with others are unsuccessful. Yeah. Wait, what's this is Eliza? I wonder why he has the proxy app. Submit. This isn't a coincidence. It can't be. Raynor's gonna watch this from his weird...
No, Raynor's
He's watching this.
Well, because he did...
He's sitting at his desk now.
He set this up before we go see Raynor. So, oh my god, he's doing this because he wants us to work with him instead of Soren.
No, I think he just wants to fuck with people. I think he just is having a good time. At the Skanda headquarters building, Raynor's assistant leads me into a different elevator than last time. It's located at the end of a long corridor protected by multiple keycard swipes. Inside, the elevator smoothly ramps up speed as we stand silently. We see the words Umbrella Company, Unveil
Umbrella Corporation.
I kind of wish I could talk to this lady, Sarah, if I remember right. I'm not sure what I would say. She's not looking at me. She's looking off into the distance somehow, even though it's an elevator and the wall is right there.
I know that.
Elevator rides really are awkward, aren't they? I have the sense that if I tried to say something friendly, I'd be met with stony silence. Or if I asked a sincere question, she would just deflect.
Ah, Evelyn. Would you like some tea?
Sure. Why did you show me Soren's phone?
Yeah, called
Yeah,
out.
good.
It's not a surprise anymore these days, is it?
So this is showing us directly how he abused his power immediately.
Yep.
Like, there was no anything.
A man who enjoys society's respect behaves poorly in his private life?
Yeah, we all knew.
We
But-
accept that as common today. Maybe even uninteresting.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you really be okay working with someone like him?
See, I told you.
But would I be okay working with someone like you, Rainer?
Well, of course not. But I'm saying like that was his.
no.
Yeah.
I'm responding to Rainer by being like, fuck you.
Sassy.
I don't like this response. As long as he behaves around me, I don't see why not. That's like one of those, it's not my problem that he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
That was a huge violation of his privacy, dickhead or not.
That was a huge violation of his privacy. You really don't care about others.
Privacy. Everyone's worried about privacy.
Let's hack his shit, dude.
Skanda wouldn't be where it is today if our customers didn't trust us to protect their data.
Which you
We
don't.
employ most, if not all, of the top experts in cybersecurity. It's built into all of our products right from the beginning. Unlike our competitors, we do
Can
more to
we-
protect our data than anyone else.
Can we mention the data breach? Like,
yeah,
what?
I want to say that.
That's not the case I'm worried about right now. I mean, misuse from the inside.
There we go.
For example, if someone wanted to keep tabs on a former employee who was starting a potential competitor,
Oh, but what if it was perfectly legal, due to multiple agreements that the good Dr. Lloyd Rose signed with us when he came here?
God, shut
Are you
up.
done questioning me like a tech journalist?
do you watch my therapy sessions too?
Yes.
Do you read my email? My texts?
Yes.
No, I haven't done any of those things.
Lies.
How's your research into Eliza proxy use cases going? Any new insights to share?
I think you could stand to treat your contract workers better.
Have you felt underappreciated in the role of proxy? An interesting, if unintended, outcome of your research. I heard Soren gave you a demo of his direct stimulation machine. How's he doing now? All on his own.
He's doing great. Yeah, I want to tell. Yeah, you. Wait.
Whoa, no.
I want to. You tell me?
Yeah, you tell me.
You tell me.
Very funny, Evelyn. Let me ask you this. Do you find his vision compelling? A world free of suffering?
You know what? Yeah, fuck you. I do. I just because fuck him.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I don't mean that, but I just want to say. I just want you to get mad. I actually don't like his idea at all, but I don't like you either.
By focusing on dreams, Soren is trying to defend his territory, the Western psychological tradition, chiefly Jung and his inheritors.
Want to say this?
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
familiar with
not
it.
familiar with it.
Well, there's no need to be. It's just a bunch of unverifiable ideas. Let's be honest. What has this field actually accomplished?
Cool dreams.
Soren used to try to argue with me about this. He would claim that traditional psychoanalysis has helped thousands or tens of thousands, even millions. I would never dispute that directly. Instead, I would only add that professional psychics and astrologers have helped millions too. Tarot cards help people all over the world every single day. That doesn't mean it's a science.
It seems
See,
rash.
It seems rash to dismiss an entire field like that.
I feel like tarot cards and stimulating your brain to see dreams and shit is kind of like very different. But what do I know?
Yes, that's exactly what he'd say. Not only did he believe psychotherapy was worthwhile, he also thought the mind was fundamentally irreducible after a certain point, as if there was some undefinable, ineffable soul inside every person. It's all part of his silly, syncretic New Age belief system. Amazing he's held on to that for so long. I keep an open mind, but saying that something can't be represented with numbers requires a high burden of proof. After all, numbers have been used to represent so very many things. Consider the example we spoke about before, a poem. Could you evaluate a poem using numbers? The answer is, of course, yes. Poems are either good, mediocre, or bad. It's entirely possible to create a heuristic that reflects the difference. By aggregating a large enough sample size, we remove localized biases. It would work the same way Eliza does.
You're talking. I think I might have to disagree.
I think I might disagree, Rainer.
Don't tell me you're an essentialist too. algorithms can evaluate poems, and eventually, algorithms will write poems.
Okay, we got it. You
Well,
like poems.
They can write them, but like that doesn't mean that it's alive.
Well, once we've created a being of pure suffering, it'll make an amazing poem that we'll all be like, that's it. We did it. We created suffering.
That's true.
One day, algorithms will write better poems than humans ever have.
Okay. But,
Huh.
cool.
All right.
I know this sounds like a controversial opinion, Evelyn, but it's simply the truth.
Is the poem like an
I
allusion
don't.
to
What
something
I
else?
was just gonna
Like,
say, is this like a
Are you
symbolic poem? Like,
I'm like, great, cool poems. And like,
Yeah.
there has to be more to this than just poems, unless this dude
this
just like he's been like, finally, my master evil plan, the ultimate poem to just. Like maybe like one day in college he took a poetry class and they said his poem sucked and he's like, you'll see, I'm gonna build an artificial intelligence and make the greatest poem of all time and you'll be all out of jobs. There'll be no more poets left, only my computers.
This seems like some sort of like substitute for like improv. You know how when people get into improv, they get like really fucking into improv and they're just like, yes, and he's like, poems. We're going to do algorithms with poems. We're going to rate poems. We're going to make them. They're going to do better than we are.
Like, dude, are you okay? Like, what's with you
he's
and poems?
in. It's like that BoJack Horseman improv Scientology analogy.
Sounds like our days are numbered.
Yeah.
Sounds like our days are numbered.
It doesn't matter. There's no stopping it.
Okay, yeah, we're not saying we're trying to.
If we don't take this step, others will. There are hundreds of labs working on the same or similar ideas.
There's hundreds of labs trying to make poems.
Yeah.
Trying to write poems better than my poems.
Everyone wants to be in this business. The business of recreating human thought in our own image.
And making poems.
And at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about power, control.
Raynor, do you ever get tired of this? The constant drive to compete, to win.
No, I don't. This is what I do.
You never dream of just retiring somewhere and writing poetry.
Oh.
Oh, there's no need for me to write poems. All beauty in this world is temporary, fleeting. That's the truth that underlies poetry and every other art. The pleasures of the senses are just small bubbles on top of a vast sea of forms, sensations, perceptions, thought, awareness.
This reminds me about how people think that a lot of CEOs have psychopathic tendencies, and people usually hear the word psychopath and think somebody must by default
Like
be
a serial killer.
must be a serial killer or evil, when in reality it's like it's a mental, it's like a neurological, disorder, just like any other.
Mm-hmm.
And just because somebody is a psychopath or has ASPD doesn't mean that they're going to be violent. So he's kind of a dickhead and kind of awful and does things that are morally objectionable, but he's also not a psychopath. I mean, also not a serial killer. So I think this can show that, you might be a dickhead, but you're not the devil. I just think that people, when they hear psychopath, they think it's much more severe than it is because of TV.
Mm. Well, and it's also not even necessarily that the person has to be, like, a dick. It's, like, I don't want to, like, misspeak for anybody who actually deals with it personally, but it's kind of, like...
I don't think they would care.
It's yeah. I mean... It's kind of like, a bunch of other disorders where there's, like, a kind of, like, a range and spectrum of, like, behaviors and, like, how they manifest in different people. It's like, I can talk to other people that have bipolar disorder I have bipolar disorder, and I have talked to other people who have it. Sometimes their situation feels very similar to mine, and other times I'm like, oh, like, I can see how we're in the same family, but we are not dealing with the exact same things in the same way. So
yeah, but
he's just a dick.
He's just a dick.
I'm telling you this because it's directly relevant to the Eliza project.
And by the way, I'm not saying that, psychopaths are beautiful angels either. I'm just saying it's not as black and white as TV makes it, where they go, why'd they kill him? Oh, he's a psychopath. Okay. When the majority of murders are committed because someone was angry or scared or wanted money and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's usually not somebody with a neurological disorder or anything.
But they're likely to be left-handed.
What? Really? Oh, I thought that was true. I was like, what?
I feel like that was one of those like myths that I read. I'm glad that I...
See, no, but I'm just saying that the majority of crimes are committed by people who are of sound mind.
Soren says he can induce you to dream things, dream anything. And maybe he can. But what comes next after that? What comes after having the power to experience the dream of anything you could possibly want? You're still just as trapped as you've always been, imprisoned by your own desires. Even if someone like Soren managed to create a world for himself, his own weaknesses and negative thoughts would ruin it.
Damn it, he's right.
He would poison his own fantasy. His utopia would crumble as soon as he finished building it.
Rainer, what are you trying to tell me?
What I'm trying to tell you is that what Soren is doing is not the answer.
Yeah, but it's still cool. But also, yeah, you're right.
A dream by itself isn't enough. Take a close look at the person who chases an end to suffering, and you'll see someone who suffers greatly.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Huh. Yeah, yeah.
He's very perceptive, mostly because he's probably going through everyone's phones.
Then why don't you build it yourself?
What is your dream, Evelyn?
He can't go through ours because we don't post on social media.
What is it that you're working toward?
Just tell me what you want from me.
I've been very clear about it, haven't I? I'm offering you the opportunity to re-enter the field you pioneered at its very pinnacle. I can build you an entirely new research lab, equipped and staffed however you want. You would have access to the world's top engineers and researchers as we continue to develop Eliza's core technologies and generalize them. You'd also be working with the world's most interesting data set, the input provided by the thousands of ordinary people who speak to Eliza every day. Soon, this generalized intelligence will be everywhere human beings are, hearing them, guiding them, living among them.
I think him and Soren have more in common than you'd want to admit.
You and Soren have more in common than you'd want to admit.
You think we're both grandiose? Soren's idea isn't grandiose at all. It's small and unimaginative.
Okay,
wow.
Right. Are we comparing penises? What's happening?
Think about the vision here. General artificial intelligence, indistinguishable from human intelligence at first, and then surpassing it exponentially.
I love that idea, but why do you have to be such a dick about it?
Here's my question. What do you use that for? What do you do with it?
I think he basically wants to make programs that will do things better than we can. You can do anything with it.
But I'm saying, like...
He wants to make poems.
I know. I guess I'm just like, oh, like, it's kind of like, let's create life. And I'm just like, but why?
Well, he wants to use it to integrate it with our technology so that somebody could automate most of society. Imagine... Okay, did you ever watch The Animatrix?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so remember when they
Too long to remember, but
made it so society was totally integrated with technology and people just kind of flopped around while all the machines did everything?
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing, doesn't it?
No.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that's the kind of thing he wants. He wants to create, I guess, the next stage in evolution is what people sometimes think with that, like, this could be the child of humanity, and these artificial intelligences could be their own race and leave us behind, or the artificial intelligence could incorporate themselves into humanity, and humanity and the science merge into one to make a super humanity. There's a lot of different things.
There's three options,
or we all die.
It's three options. We have humanity survives and the machines die. The machines die, but humanity survives, or we're all merged together into...
Like the ending of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying this is what people think when they want it.
Okay.
It's so stupid.
And basically all your choices don't matter, and it just boils down to three trinary options.
3 different colors.
3 different colors.
You get colors.
You get 1,000 cupcakes.
Forever.
Yeah.
And all the mass relays are destroyed.
Yeah.
But then everyone is really mad, and so they go, we never said we would destroy the mass relays, even though in the original cut, the little fucking kid says, we're going to destroy the mass relays, and then it shows the mass relays exploding. And then it shows to, like, some fucking people on a moon or some shit saying, remember the tale of Shepard back when we could go to space and we could no longer do that? And then they're like, oh, yeah, we didn't actually think about the ending, and we told all the writers to get out of the writing room. We didn't realize they were going to have Tally and Garrus slowly starve to death on a ship.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Man, this is a good, I feel like this is a good playthrough for your Geek Remix bingo card.
Yeah, hi, I'm still mad about Mass Effect 3.
You got Mass Effect 3.
And anybody who fucking tells me, oh, I liked it. Okay, so just a wave of rage just came over me, and I just need to not threaten people's lives. Where someone's like, I didn't think it was that bad, and I'm like, you probably didn't play the original one, and you don't know anything about it. You probably just played it all at once, one time, instead of playing each one 7 times with 7 different things, and then romancing the same person 7 times, and having a good one and a regular one, and memorizing the entire fucking codex, and then finding out that nobody fucking cares about anything. So, if you just played it all at once, don't talk to me. I don't even comment what you're about to comment. I know somebody just scrolled down and started typing. Delete it! I don't want to hear it. Anyway.
It's nothing short of the creation of a new type of organism, a new type of life.
See? He wants to make new life.
And you, Eliza, could be at the very center of it.
Will you be the mother of my life?
Is this because I don't have any maternal instinct? I have, like, no desire to continue the human... Like, if the human race was, like... If everyone was like, uh-oh, nobody can procreate anymore, the human race is gonna die out, I'd be like, okay.
Eliza,
I mean, Evelyn.
that was an interesting slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to impregnate her with his machine baby. I'm not kidding. For real. I think he wants to
Okay.
impregnate her with his machine baby.
Stop it. The Eliza project occupies much of my mind.
He wants to fuck the Eliza project and put his digital semen in it and
No,
grow a
stop.
robo baby.
This is-
I'm not wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying stop.
It clearly does.
Plus, the names are similar.
I'm starting to wonder why.
Evelyn, listen to me. This is the chance to lead a project that will change the world. It would be a development on the same order as the harnessing of electricity or the semiconductor. It would fundamentally transform society.
I'm not sure I want to transform society.
What? Do you like the way things are now? Lie back and let the sweep of history bury you if you want, Evelyn. Just know you'll never have a chance like this again.
Oof.